Alright, hello YouTube and YouTube subscribers. Today we're doing a species profile on the Convict Cichlid. I currently don't remember what the current scientific name is since it tends to change a lot, but that'll be in the title of the video and in the description and in the slides that follow this video also. Now the Convict Cichlid is one of the most popular cichlids in the hobby, and that's because it's very easy to take care of, it's very hardy. And it's of a pretty good size too. The males get to about 6 inches, females usually about an inch or two smaller. This fish you see here is female. It's got this gold dash on the belly. As well, females tend to also have highlights on the fins that are usually gold or blue, or a mix of those two colors. And the male tends to be much larger and often develops a knuckle hump as it gets older. And also the female tends to be chubby too. The male is just a lot more solidly built than the female. The Convict Cichlid is unfortunately very aggressive and very territorial. And that's why it's not that good of a community fish unless you're planning on keeping a South American cichlid community. So if you want to keep it in a community tank, I'd recommend something about 75 gallons or so. And you can keep it with other South American cichlids, preferably medium-sized ones such as firemouths, Jack Dempsey's, green terrors. And then if you have a even bigger tank, say 200 and something or 300 or 400 gallons, you could probably keep convicts with even larger South American cichlids such as Oscars and Texas cichlids. You know, they're not technically from South America, but they're part of that group. Even red devils. You can keep them with cichlids much larger than them, assuming the bigger cichlid simply can't eat your convict, because the convict is one of the toughest cichlids in the hobby. These guys are known to a full-grown male convict that's say 6 inches long. It's been known to take on something like a foot-long Oscar and win, or even like a red devil. They can hold their own against a red devil in a fight. So it's a notoriously tough cichlid. So as a started cichlid, I would recommend the convict, but I wouldn't recommend the convict above the firemouths, because I think the firemouth's just a lot easier to incorporate into a tank, and because the firemouth is not as aggressive, it's also a lot more flexible too in terms of the types of fish you keep with. So I'd recommend the firemouth or the convict as a starting cichlid. Now, one thing that's really good about convict is that it's very hardy. In terms of water parameters, these guys live in soft water, and they can live in very, very hard water also. And the pH should be between 6 to 8. And as for temperature, they generally should keep them about 24, 28 degrees. At the higher end of that range, they tend to breed more. And convicts are very good parents. But unlike other South American cichlids, they actually mature quite quickly. So within less than a month, your convicts are actually capable of reproducing, and they can reproduce at a very small size, like just about 2 inches or so. So that's all I'm going to say about the Convict Cichlid. I would say that if you want to learn more about them, go to a dedicated cichlid channel, since I will admit I'm not the greatest expert on cichlids. But I will say that the convict is worth keeping if you want to see breeding behavior in cichlids. So if you want to breed convicts, I'd recommend getting a 29-gallon tank and get a male and try to get several females with him, and then let him pick which female he wants as a mate, because the male convicts can be very hard on the females. If they reject them, they will beat them to death basically, or chase them around constantly until the female dies of stress. And also, if your pair over time might become incompatible, at which point you should remove the female as well for our own personal safety. So I will say this, so it's my final words about convict. The Convict Cichlid is probably the second best starting cichlid for a person that's really interested in getting into South American cichlids. They, however, are not a community fish. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.